أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم. Inshallah, today we will start Surah Al-Infitār. Okay, Ayatuha 19. There are 19 verses in the surah. It has the same number. The order of revelation is also 82. And the order in this Quran is also 82. It has one ruku'. Ruku' is like a paragraph. The amount of the Quran that is comfortably recited in one rak'ah, that is called ruku'. Surah means a chapter of the Quran. It is only for the chapter of the Quran. You cannot use it for the hadith chapter. And the word surah in Arabic means peak, like peak of the mountain. So these surahs, they are like peaks. So they're called surah. And Makkiyah means it was revealed before the migration from Makkah to Medina. They're called Makkiyatun. And Al-Infitār means to break apart. Because the surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, when the sky will tear apart. So tear is the word. Tear. Okay, tear apart. Infitār. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, إِذَا mean when, as-sama means the sky. Infatarat, when it will tear apart. The original Arabic word where it came from is when you tear something longitudinally. This is the original word where it came from, longitudinal tearing apart. So in some translation you will see breaking apart, split asunder, all these difficult words. But the most simple and the closest meaning to the Arabic dictionary is what? Tear apart. Okay? When the sky will tear apart, infatara. This is the same word like we use for iftar. Like we say, you are breaking your fast, so you say iftar. Okay? So look, this is, if you learn this, what I'm telling you, it will solve a couple of, quite several places of the Quran for you. But you have to pay attention to me. And I will explain it from the scratch. Okay, like for example, if you say Dwaraba Zaidun Amran. Okay? So Dwaraba means hitting. Okay? Okay, Dwaraba Zaidun Amran. Okay? So, Dwaraba, where's the microphone? Give it to David. Dwaraba is, we divided the Arabic kalam into three things, if you remember. One was noun, which is ism. One was verb, which is fa'il. And one was particle, the small thing, which is called harf. Okay, verb is fa'il and noun ism. You remember? We discussed this, right? Ism, fa'il, harf. So this is a sentence. Which one is noun? Which one is noun in it? Zaidun. Zaid is noun. Amr is noun. Right? And Dwaraba means he hit. So this is what? Verb. So Dwaraba is verb. And there is no particle. Particle are the small thing like min, ila, an, ala. Sometimes you use this to connect the noun and the verb together. But in this sentence we don't need any. So this sentence has two nouns and one verb. You understand or not? Two noun, because what happened? Zayd came and he hit Amr. This is what the subject matter. Zayd came and he hit the Amr. He beat the Amr. Dharaba Zaydun Amran. In this jumla, in this sentence, there are two nouns and one verb. Everybody understand this or no? No difficulty, right? Now, why we need two nouns? Because one is the one who did the job. And this is the sign. And that is called fa'il, active participle in English. And Amr, he was beaten. So Amr is called maf'ul. So fa'il, what is the definition of fa'il?
Is a verb.
Speak loud.
A verb.
The one, fa'il, the one who do the fa'il is called fa'il, the doer. Is called what? Fa'il. I'm not talking about this one. This is fa'il. This is verb. And this is fa'il, the one who do the job. Amr is what? Maf'ul, upon whom the job was done. Maf'ul. Okay? So now look here. If this is a verb, if I only say Dwaraba Zaydun, Zayd hit, Zayd beat. So if I say this, so this is a complete speech? No. Everybody will be looking at me. That Zayd hit who? Okay? So you definitely need a maf'ul here. Otherwise, the kalam is not complete. Everybody, you say Zayd hit who? Okay, there has to be another person who need to be hit. Okay? But there are certain verbs which will not need the maf'ul. Like for example, if I say, Qama Zaydun, Zayd stood up. So you need the maf'ul? You don't need. It's complete. Zayd stood up is a complete kalam. Right? So we come to the conclusion that the verbs are two kinds. That verb which just need a doer. And the other verb need the doer and another person on whom the action occurred. Okay, so look, this kind of fail that need two things is called muta'addi. It's called muta'addi. And this kind of verb which is completed only by one person, fa'il, and no maf'ul, is called fa'il lazim. So there are two kinds of verb in Arabic. Nuruddin, take the microphone. Okay. How many kinds of verb?
Two.
Which one is?
Muta'addi.
Lazim, muta'addi, and the second? Lazim.
Lazim.
Muta'addi is the one that need a doer and another person upon whom the action occurred. Okay? And the other is what? Qama Zaydun. Zayd stood up. So you don't need another person. That upon whom the Zayd stood up. No, but Zayd stood up. Everybody says Zayd stood up. So muta'addi and lazim. Okay? So now look here. If we understand this, lazim and muta'addi, so now we come here. Look. If you say Fataha Zaydun Baban. Okay? Zayd opened the door. Fataha Zaydun Baban. Now, the same Fataha, if I make certain changes in it, this Fataha is muta'addi, I can make it lazim. And that will be like what? If I say in Fataha Babun, the door opened by itself. So that is called what? In Fataha. So if you bring the alif and the noon in the beginning of the verb, so that verb which was muta'addi become lazim. Okay? Like for example, if I say Sharahallahu Swadrahu, Allah opened his chest. If I say in Sharaha Swadruhu, so in Sharaha means it opened by itself. Sharaha means Allah opened it. So for Sharaha you need two people. And in Sharaha means the chest did the job by itself. It opened. In Sharaha. So it's called In Surah Al-Inshirah. Inshirah. Okay? So that is the same. You look like, for example, you say Fataha. Okay, in Fataha Babun. I give this example already. Okay. So now, if you say Fatara. Fatara means somebody tear something. And if you say in Fatara, it means what? It broke by itself. In Fatara. You can take the mic again. Okay, in Fatara. In Fatara means somebody tear something. In Fatara means a thing tear by itself, it tore. Okay, so now here, that is how we come to here. إِذَا السَّمَاءُ إِنْفَطَرَتْ. Okay, when the sky will tear apart by itself. So if somebody translate it like this, when the sky will be torn, so that will be wrong translation. When the, like for example here, he should have written what? When the sky will cleft asunder by itself. This be here is what? Is extra. This shouldn't be here. Okay? When the sky will by itself cleft asunder. Anyway, so إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انْفَطَرَتْ. When the sky will tear apart by itself. وَإِذَا الْكَوَاكِبُ انْتَثَرَتْ. وَمِنْ أَيْنَ. إِذَا mean when. Al-Kawakib is the plural of Kawkab, which means star. Intasarat will disperse by itself, the same thing. Okay, Nasara intasara, infatara. Okay, when the stars will disperse, like for example, they are installed somewhere, something like bulbs in the ceiling, you break it from the place and you throw it away and they are dispersed and they are scattered. This is called intisar. Okay? So وَإِذَا الْكَوَاكِبُ انْتَثَرَتْ. وَمِنْ أَيْنَ. إِذَا mean when. Al-Bihar mean the seas, the sea, like the ocean. Fujjirat. Okay? So look, Infitār mean tearing apart. Okay? And Infijar also mean tearing, but this is on the small scale and this is on the huge scale. It's called Infijar. So with a big blast, if something tear, that will be called Tafjeer. Okay, so close to the day of judgment, after the first blow in the pipe, the barrier of the seas will be torn. It will burst. And the sweet and the salty water all will mix and they will start flowing. This phenomena is called Infijar. Okay, so although the root word of is the same thing, tearing. Okay, but on a large scale. And the root word is here also, tearing. But here it will say, إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انْفَطَرَتْ, when the sky tear apart. وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ فُجِّرَتْ, when the seas tear also, but we don't use the word tear for it. We use the word, the correct word is what? Burst forth. Burst forth, which means they burst with a big blast. And the barriers are all gone. And the salty and the sweet seas, they are all mixed and they start flowing. This is called what? Tafjeer. Okay, Infijar. Okay, Tafjeer. وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ, and when the seas fujjirat are burst forth. Okay, burst. وَإِذَا الْقُبُورُ, and when the graves bu'thirat, overturned. Okay, so there is something buried in a place, you dig it out and you just turn it upside down. This phenomena is called what? Bu'thirat. Okay, and when the graves will be overturned, the one buried in them, they will come out. They will be digged out. So when these three things will happen after the first blow in the pipe. Is the sama'un fatarat, the tearing of the sky, and the dispersing of the stars, and the bursting, opening of the seas. And this will happen after the second blow in the pipe. When the people who are dead, okay, they will stand up. وَإِذَا الْقُبُورُ بُعْثِرَتْ. When these four things happen, what will happen? عَلِمَتْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ وَأَخَّرَتْ. Every soul will come to know whatever he has sent forward and whatever he has left behind. Okay, sent forward mean that your action that are already stored in the hereafter, and you will see with the consequences, whether they are good or bad. That is called qaddamat. Akharat mean you left behind. You left behind some people that you taught Qur'an to them, they are teaching it to others. So that is akharat. You left behind some disco and music and drinking, gambling, okay, and haram things, and the people are doing it, and then the punishment you are getting in the grave also. So every soul will know what he had sent ahead of him before his death, wa akharat, and what he had left behind in the dunya, that the harm and benefit was still coming. It was still coming, continued. Okay? This is what it is. Alimat nafsum ma, every soul will know what he has sent forward and whatever he had left behind. Right? You want to say? Okay, go ahead.
إذا, when, السماء, the sky, انفطرت, انفطرت, will tear apart. وإذا, and when, الكواكب, the stars, انتثرت,
you just put, when you are breaking these two words together, so you put something on this, so you say intasarat, okay? Will disperse.
Will disperse. وإذا, and when, البحار, the sea, فجرت, will burst
فجرت.
فجرت, will burst forth. وإذا, and when, القبور, the graves, بعثرت, will be overturned. Alimat, and will know, nafsun, the souls, ma qaddamat, what they left behind, what they sent forth, wa akharat, what they left behind.
Right? So every soul will know what he has sent ahead of him and what he has left behind. Right? 4 episodes, 3 before the 3 after the first blow in the pipe, and 1 after the second blow in the pipe, right? Okay, wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah.